Moose is in the house. Moose is in the house. Watch out. Watch out. Here's Moosey.
Hey y'all, how's it going? Hope you're doing fantastic. I'm doing okay. Thanks for asking, as per usual. My seat feels very low. Because my seat's very low, my camera's all messed up. There we go, that feels a little bit better. I feel like I'm not slouching, being a big old slouch. Hope you guys have been good. It's been, about 24 hours since I've seen you. A little bit less than that. Stream yesterday was a lot of fun. We got to do some heavyweight tournament stuff. Today, we are dedicated to doing more art, though. And I'm pretty excited about that. As you might have seen in the teaser, we're working on a Jell Durahan today. If you don't know what I'm talking about, there is a mod that we are currently helping, put stuff together for that allows you to add monsters into Monster Rancher 2. So that's what we're doing right now. We're going to be adding some monsters to Monster Rancher 2. Hey, Meow Cool Cat, thank you for the follow. Gamer's derogatory, brother. I'm capital G Gamer. Look at this. Look at this shirt that they sent me. Fundraiser, baby. I'm going to have a collection of these by the end. I don't know. Where's my medal? They gave me a medal for it, too. Psych, that's the wrong medal. Ah, you don't have one of these. You will never get this. Sorry, Macho, I can't follow your hate crimes. I'm too busy styling on you. I don't know. Versus MS. Yeah, I knew that's what you were going to get at. It's not even that they hate women. It's just that, they do. But it is an internal struggle regardless, The Naga Dragon from Discord looked epic. Yeah, that shit was sick. We're not hitting that level. We're okay with settling for silver. That's totally fine, man. You want to make the coolest shit I've ever seen? You go ahead. I'm not going to stop you. We're having a lot of new people making stuff, and it's been a lot of fun. I am worried that people are kind of getting into the realm of like, I've made a recolor, hit print, but I'm hoping that, once people wet their teeth a little bit, they will they'll get a little bit more involved in it. So I'm trying to not be like too critical about anything in particular. It's cool to just see people working on stuff. If I look back at the ghost I made, I already think that probably needs to be edited and fixed up. So I get it. You got to make something first before you can like be good at stuff. It's all good. I do think there is a lot of just like, I don't have an idea, but I want to help contribute. And that's kind of a dangerous place to be, because I definitely don't want to be negative about anything, and it's hard sometimes. Hey Maple, how are you doing? I saw the bee gator you were recreating from Monster Rancher 4. I think that's got a lot of potential. The teeth on the horn seems like it's gonna be like hell to like put together, but it's already looking pretty good. Also, the funniest thing about a project like this is that my YouTube comments now are filled with people being like, I'm so excited to get involved in this. And I'm expecting like 5% of those people to actually get involved. And that's fine. That's a good conversion rate. It's just, something that requires like a lot of actual follow through. Yeah, I think it'll look nice once you like start like actually getting all the scales together on it. I saw that you changed the chest plate, which was something I was going to mention, but it seems like you already had the idea in mind of making it more of like the chest plate from 4, kind of like a crocodile. It kind of looks like a King K. Rool type of chest, which is, fitting. Hate following through on things. Starting stuff is great. Doing stuff on day 2, not so great. Hey, Vi, how are you doing? We started on something. We've just stolen a bunch of textures from the internet, but because we're working on some sick knightly armor. I think tonight we're listening to the Legend Dragoon soundtrack. At least for the first 2.5 hours. What are my levels at? That shit's loud. I'm gonna turn this down a bit. Okay, I need to make sure. Okay. So, where's my webcam? It says I have a webcam, but it is missing. There we go. I'm up here now. Hi, Mom. Hey, Pixie Project I started working on is so funny. Hell yeah. Monkey Girl, let's go. I like the inverse of that project I was working on is looking pretty sick so far. I don't know why, but I was thinking about it, and I was like, the ape pixie, what would a good name for the ape pixie be? And I think just like straight up like strawberry or something is like a good name. I don't know why. I know there's a hare in 3 called Strawberry, but we don't talk about Monster Hunter 3 and beyond hare. That's shit's a travesty. Look what they did to my boy. As I was talking about, is lowercase L in my message? Oh. Yeah, alright. I thought you meant you were making a pixie that looked like a monkey. Yeah, that one is sick. I'm really, really excited for that. And it's cool that it's like, we're starting to get more people making stuff. Still working on Mango Man? You're a Mango Maniac, eh? I've been there. Alright. Jell is the most Monster Hunter monster because his texture is MRMR. So, I guess I can load up the game first. We can take a look. And we can see what he's looking like. I'm kind of happy with where he's at, but I need to add more shading. I need to add more contrast because I like the white, but it's too ornate, I think, to not have any real shading on it. It needs more shading for like how involved the design is. I turn the music off? No, I turn the FF off. So, I got rid of this skirt because I think I can do better, but this is what we're at so far. Let me slow this down a bit. So, I don't like the way the skirt looks. I like it conceptually. I like this, but I kind of fucked up. And you can see there's a split here in the red, where it's like the shadows for the top half of the red and bottom half of the red don't really line up properly. It's unfortunate you can't really see it until there we go. Like these shadows are just, it looks like 2 chunks taped together, and it's because it is 2 chunks taped together. But this is like, I think, the idea. And then I want to make these gray panels a little bit more white. And then we'll add some more shadows like under his arms. I'll basically just burn these shadows that are already there to be a little bit darker. Just add a little bit more texture to it, as it were. But I think the shape is basically done. I want to clean this up a little bit so there's less of like a transparent line at the bottom of where his armor lines up. But then other than that, I think it's okay. I think we're good to go. And then the bottom, I guess I could make it red. I could just like copy paste the skirt texture. Not really sure what I want to do for that. Does leaving it blank or making it red make more sense to you, do you think? Skirt looks just fine to you? We are nothing if not perfectionists here. Also, you know, for how much... wouldn't say I'm giving people shit, but I'm definitely like, hey, like, this design is, like, almost there. And people are like, I'm done. I'm not doing anything more on this. And it's like, it would be cool if you did, though. When we see the bottom, if not in his viewer, stuff like gel press. You can see it on the star. The star, these shapes don't matter. It's always going to look fucked up. I can't make anything look good like this. Though that could be an interesting design to make something that, like, looks sick when it's in the star. This looks great. It's a start. We're redoing the skirt. And I have to redo the skirt because I forgot to save it. So. Cube would see the bottom. Yeah, that as well. Probably do red on the bottom. That makes sense. Just make it like a base. Dark red underneath. Yeah. Okay. So, let me grab... This is what we're starting with. We have this. This is not wide enough. And it's brown. Not a fan. Unfortunately, there's not like a really nice way to just select the brown. I don't want a feather. I made a mistake. Make the brown red or something? No, we're making it white. After looking through a lot of textures, it's really funny realizing that a lot of the textures I used were just scanned objects or photographs. Yeah, so I don't feel bad just doing what I'm doing now because it's literally the same thing. Is this the additional? Yeah, okay. I can go in and clean it up later. I just need the majority of the brown. Yeah, some of the textures are literally just like, this is a picture I found. And that's fine. That's what I'm doing. The beauty of it being so low res is that it ends up masking a lot of that, right? So what's the easiest way for me to do this? I think the easiest way for me to do this... Copy, paste. Yeah. And then we can just... something like that. So it's not perfect, but you know, we're getting there. It's a start. I don't know if there's a better way to do this. Ever look back on your own creations, you add stuff previously you didn't think of before? Yeah. Make something that looks specifically looks good as the cube or helicopters would be fun. If it looks like dice as the cube and just looks like completely fucked up and otherwise would be kind of funny. Time to get more work done. A Pixie just got home from getting some groceries. It's hot as hell outside and brain feels tired. I feel that. Yeah, we were talking about it today, man. It looks sick. Until 5 in the morning working on it. Yeah. Yeah, I think you're doing a really good job. Fun question mark sub for Jell. There's already dice, which is the unfortunate part, but... Okay, so how do I do this in a way that... I think I might get rid... This might be too ornate for how low res this is. I wish there was an easier way for me to do this. Maybe if I do the inverse. kind of tough. I kind of want to sit here and click on every pixel. I mean, I've done other things. Oh, fuck. I've done other things that are like more painstaking than this in the mods, so it's not that big of a deal. Make him a Lego. Oh, that'd be cool. Any progress on custom cards with descriptions? No. It's known how it's done for the most part, but it takes just as much effort to add that to the game. Like, not like mod it in by like changing the texture, but like actually like physically program it to be part of the game, as it does to do a monster. So because of that, because of that, it's not a priority right now. It'd be ducking, yeah. I wish there was a way for me to just like select the brown and do what I'm doing right now. I feel like there's gotta be. There's gotta be like color replace, right? But like I don't know how to do that on Photoshop. Hey Detergent, how are you doing? I could also do this and just color it by hand. That might be the easiest way to do it. There's got to be a better way. Coloring it by hand won't take very long. So if I do this, should custom card thing will get cracked sooner or later. Yeah, it's just, it's one of those things where it's like, it'd be really cool, and it's definitely in the works. It's just not the priority right now. There's too many things being worked on in tandem for that to be like the thing that Dave is like stressed about, which I think is understandable. Okay, I want, probably don't want this at all, but we're gonna be overlaying two of them on top of each other. Mew. Tolerance way too high. This is one of those, like, wish I was better at this type of situations, you know? You wanted to do in Photopea, you go select color range, but it's way more rudimentary than Photoshop's version of it? Oh, okay. Maybe that's the problem, because I was looking at the photo, the color range stuff, and I was like, this doesn't look like what I'm looking for. So maybe it's just not, it doesn't have like the literal option I'm thinking of when I think of like color replace. Ironically, it would be easier to throw this into Premiere and just use Premiere's color replace, which is like pretty robust, and then exporting it as a screenshot, which is kind of an insane way to do it, but it would work. I think this is probably fine for now, though. Whatever, that's fine. It is what it is. Okay, so now... And then I had it as hard light? No. No. I can probably just do it with transparency. I don't want to do it with transparency though, because then it's going to be weird if I go over the same area more than once. I can do hard light, which is going to make it a little bit too bright, I think. And then... I think I need to first... up the contrast a little bit, and then maybe I mean, it obviously looks like a negative. That's not what I'm looking for. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I think what I'm doing is probably the easier way. Yeah, probably. Okay, so what's unfortunate is I'm taking this exact same color I had here, and because it is a different, like, brightness, maybe if I burn it a little bit first. I might have to like do multiple layers of the thing. That'll probably fix it. Yeah, that's probably fine. Something like that as like a starting point. We'll paint over it and then we'll go from there. I want softer edge on this. And then we'll clean it up as we go. Once I have something I'm happy with. I'm going to be over-coloring a little bit, but that's fine. Yeah, this is definitely like the easiest way to do this, as much as it kind of sucks. And then if we just... It's already looking okay. And then you can just clean up the colors a little bit. Yeah, it's a good start. And if I... This one... Yeah, this kind of lines up with this. If we do a second layer at 50% opacity. Yeah, I think it's okay. I wonder how much it collects when I have it at 1. That's not enough. Do 1 pixel of feathering. Ten's probably too much. No, you know what? It's okay if I go over it, because it's still going to be a little bit darker because of the blend we're doing. I'll go back to 10. I can always erase. I have it in contiguous. Why is it doing that? Whatever. Just wondering, aside from Japan and USA, where are your viewers from? Outside of the USA, my biggest contingent of viewers is from Indonesia. Like, I have more Indonesian viewers than I have, like, Canadian viewers, which is kind of funny to me. I think it's America, Indonesia, Philippines, and then Canada. And then the UK. Monster Rancher in it. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Indonesia's not surprising to me because it was one of the strongest regions for like competitive play in the emulator era. Indonesia and the Philippines were both like heavily represented in like top 8s all the time. All right, so whatever. We got a base here, and we'll just paint this for now, and then we'll adjust. I guess I can do this. I don't know why I'm going so small. Meow. There we go. Okay. I'm doing this pure dedication to Monster Rancher? Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I think you could say that. It's funny. I had to explain what Monster Rancher was to the boxing club because we were talking about YouTube and stuff like that. And a couple of guys knew I had a channel. And so I was explaining to some of the folks I didn't know, like, what I did. And I was like, I don't really want to get into it, but it's like a video game channel and all that. And they're like, all right, that sounds sus. Like, you got to explain to us what you're doing. I'm like, okay, it's not like fucked up sexual shit style. And, you know, it's... So I explained Monster Rancher, and I was just basically like, it's like dog fighting, but it's cute. And they're like, oh, okay. Whew. Having explained Monster Rancher as an adult is, it's something. Also, I was there, and it's so funny. One of the women, she's funny, and we were talking, and we were talking about like music and AI and stuff because she's an editor, and then we're talking about YouTube and stuff like that, and I'm like, yeah, I have a little channel that I like fuck around on, and downplaying it because that's what you do. And she was like, oh, like, what is it? And then I'm like, oh, it's video games. And then she's like, oh, well, this is where I, like, tap out. And I'm like, yeah, that's fair. Like, it's not everybody's into games. It is what it is. And so her and a couple of the other people, they were, like, teasing me for being, like, a nerd. And then as the night went on, they just would not stop talking about, like, fucking Wheel of Time and Battlestar Galactica and shit. And I'm like, you guys are, like, 1,000 times fucking worse than I am. What are you talking about? I like video games, but you guys are, like, degen. What the fuck are you talking about? Making fun of me? This is insane. This is slander. Like Battlestar Galactica of all things? Like, come on. Yeah, this looks okay. So you know what I might do? Do it darker. We're gonna add some shadows and stuff to this after. But I think that's probably... I'm gonna be honest. I don't know where my... Oh, background is all the way up here for some reason. Just to move this up. What are we looking at color-wise? This is pretty close on the colors. The white is, like, maybe too white. But it's fine, because it's not armor. Did you post boxing videos, too? I've seen a little bit. I've posted a little bit. They're on, I'm not interested in, like, making that a part of the channel. Because it's just, the problem is that I don't want to have to deal with people... you know, talking about it. People are very shitty about boxing and stuff. People are shitty about all sports. But boxing and, like, fight sports is, like, particularly bad. And it's insane because most of these people have never been in a fight. So it's like, it's not only like regular armchair quarterback shit. It's people who are like armchair quarterbacks have played a little bit of football for the most part, usually. Usually they play like a tiny bit here or there. Even if they were never good at it. But people who like talk about MMA and boxing, 99% of the time, they haven't even been in like a fight as a child. Because just most people haven't. And I don't think people need to be in fights. But it's like, why are you so critical of like this guy's, of like the world champ's style? Of all things, like. How do you have the audacity to be like that critical, you know? There's my boxing vids. They're mostly Patreon exclusive stuff. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna duplicate this, I think. And I'm gonna take this, and I'm gonna take this, and we are going to do a little rotato and make it into one skirt. This almost lines up. I don't want to have this crease in the middle. So maybe I get rid of this part. Meow. Something like that. Maybe I can warp the bottom a little bit. And then this should be, like, for the most part at least, okay. In terms of continuity. And have more Joker and Jell variants. You mean as main breeds? There's quite a few sub-breed. Like, Joker is a sub-breed for quite a few monsters. There. Now we fill this gap here. And I want bicubic sharpening. What I might end up doing is taking this top part of the skirt and putting it here, which is his waist. Let's just see how this looks. If there's gonna be a little bit of overlap, like, sure, whatever. But I'm just interested in seeing what it looks like. And we'll go from here. It's the fan-made sequel to Ed, Ed, and Eddie that got an okay from Danny Antonucci and Cartoon Network. No, I did not. Lifetime never show up in any other games other than Monster Rancher 2? No. One hit wonder. Got #1 record, never to be seen again. I think this is going to look better than the old one I had. This is actually like the third iteration of like the helmet and all that stuff. Originally, the helmet I had looked a little bit more Durahan-esque. It was more of like a salad. But the problem was it just straight up would not stretch nice. So this should be higher def. It's not lined up properly, but yeah, it's much higher definition than the last one. Yeah, okay, I think this looks a lot better. We just have to actually warp it so it sits nice. And I think that's it. Can you pitch only non-established sub-breeds, or can you submit your own take on existing breeds? You can submit your own take on existing breeds too, I think. A little out of the edge. Ooh. For Ed, Ed, and Eddie? Oh, so he's got a little bit of cape. You got some cape on your face, buddy. You got some cape on your back, buddy. But yeah, okay. I think this is gonna be fine. I can tell that we are gonna be friends. So this is the line I'm looking for here. So let's warp it, baby. Actually, bring this in a bit, and then I can warp the top. Yeah, I kind of liked how it was. So this gap here is like not actually showing up anywhere, right? So I don't need to worry about that. The way it is fine. Bring the top in line. And we'll just warp this out of the way. That should be okay. Bring this in line. Let's see what that looks like. This might be too warped. But, you know, there's only one way to find out. See what it looks like. Yeah, Jell Durahan, hey. Jell looks like he was just in the game already. Well, that's the goal, man. I'm not trying to be too crazy. What's this helicopter mode look like? We were talking about that. It would be sick to have a Jell that just like looks like ass, but then when it transforms into the helicopter, it's like a fully realized helicopter. Like everything lines up perfectly. That's above my pay grade right now, though. What are you thinking for a name? I don't know. If I was a Monster Rancher 2 dev, it would be Plated Jell. Okay, so it's still a little warped, but it's definitely looking better. Yeah, everything is like pulling to the side. I don't like that. Wonder if there's something I could do about this, because this is like, this looks stupid. I can have this fold over on the other one. And then this has like a weird gap here. Liquid metal? Liquid gel's already a, or metal gel's already a thing. Jellius Caesar? It's so funny. I think the first Jell I ever raised, I called it Jellius. Yeah, what if I just warp this a little bit? From this angle, it's okay, I guess, but needs to come back a little. I'm not really sure why it's so crooked. Trial and error, baby. That's where we're at. Slop light. Lord Drape. I guess we got time to come up with something. Night Jell is fine. Since we're modding in new monsters, are we introducing any new mechanics? Yeah, I mean, there's stats. Basically, there is already a formula in place to determine the stat gains, the guts rate, and the lifespan of every monster in the game. And so all these new monsters are just going to be following that. Call him Jellite. Someone just mentioned Slop Light. which is funny, but I don't think we're going with slaw plate. Take forever. Actual gel part would look sick as chainmail. So that's kind of sick. His body is still like, it still slopes up to the side. But this looks better. Okay, now this side's a little off. So if I can extend it a tiny bit or pull it back a tiny bit, I think it'll be okay. Because like this panel is big, but I think big is fine. Here's what I want to do though. I want to take this. I don't actually know what portion his body is. Like this is his waist. But I don't know what's what. So we're just gonna put something here. And see if it's the right one or not. There. Something like that. Just a straight line across. Chainmail would be cool. The problem with Jell is that you would have to be okay with it just like looking a little bit doofy, because Jell's texture stretching is fucking insane. It's like genuinely bonkers. So if you were fine with it just like stretching and like looking like a little bit weird in certain places, I think that'd be okay. I actually don't think it would take too long. And I'll explain why in a second. That could definitely be cool. I like the idea of just having the... Yeah, I haven't updated this yet. I like the idea of just having it like a darker color with like the regular gel texture. So it's kind of more along the lines of like an Armored Dragon or like a Battle Rocks or something. But I'm interested in checking out the chainmail. We can always revert it, right, if it doesn't look good. Okay, so it's the top, I think. No, that's from something else. That's fine. Let's go to the... Let's go to the town. Okay, so what did I color in? All right, man. Yeah, okay. We're guessing at this point, man. Jell's textures are like weird and radial. I might not actually be able to make this work. I might just have to go back to the original idea. If I could find like really high res chainmail and just like copy paste it might be okay. This is when you get when you put Russell Crowe's Gladiator into the PS1. That'd actually be sick. Goop Troop? Goop Troop is pretty good. Okay. I'm more confused. So it's like this then. Eggshell comes from Worth the Chicken? Yeah, I could see that. To make a pun on general and don't think it's happening. The thing about Monster Rancher naming conventions, and like we don't need to follow Monster Rancher naming conventions inherently, but if we wanted to like keep it kind of in theme with how the game works, there's not a lot of puns. It's a lot of references, It's a lot of like references to mythology. Even just Gladiator would probably be fine. Okay, I guessed wrong. I can't rotate an apple in my mind, apparently. But I got the spirit, I got the idea. Ajax is a cleaner, but also a soldier, and I think it's got legs. Jell doesn't have legs, though, so nice try. Common mistake. You're thinking of Gaboo. Okay. So, if I had the skirt go up that far, it's probably a little bit too much. I'll pull this back a bit. Make another one just to throw under here. Can't be like this. Jell doesn't have legs. You caught on quick. So, this is something at least. I play LED now. Really don't need a third job at the moment. The great thing about video games is you don't have to spend a lot of time on them. You can like play like 20 minutes a day if you feel like it. I guess with Legend Dragon you need to find save areas, but yeah, I think that's a good amount of its body to be covered by the skirt. It is a pretty flat texture, so we'll have to adjust it. And kind of curious why there is a split here. It's probably this. So now there's zero transparency on it. Do we like how this looks? I want to pull up this side a little bit. What's the skew? Warp it, I guess. This awkward texturing on the side of his head. Yeah, it's easy to replace. I just don't want to erase anything until I'm happy with where the skirt is. Plate jam. Yeah, this is the side of his skirt. That's where this connects, basically. Okay, so that line's still there, but I think that might just be the way his texture moves, because there's nothing more I can do for that. Okay, I think that is probably fine as is. We'll add a texture, some sort of like leather texture to this. But other than that, I think it's done. Let's, we just gotta burn some stuff. Gel it. I think I might go with something just kind of simple. I think Gladiator's okay. Some texture is kind of uneditable since the game will stretch it automatically. It's just about making it look the best you can in a lot of cases. Customizing his stats too? Yeah, so he's going to have Jell Durahan stats. We can figure out what those are in a second. I want to also try and add chainmail, but before we get to that, let's copy this. See if we can squish this. I don't know how this texture like sits. So the idea right now is we're just going to fill this box, see what it looks like. And then after that, we'll adjust. I have a feeling it's like a radial texture, though. Might be able to make my own monster raising game soon. Maybe. Nothing is impossible, I suppose. Templar is cool. It's funny because it's kind of got like a Centurion look, but Centurion's already a monster in Monster Rancher 2. So it makes me want to go with Gladiator, I think is fine. Maka's working on got that problem on the side rope and got stretched all by itself. Yeah. The arms, like, this is crazy. Like, this is the texture for the arms, right? But we'll take a look at the arms, and it is so stretched that, like, I ended up having to like paint underneath it just to try and make this look a little bit nicer, because you can see every single one of these pixels. They're all like jagged, and there's nothing you can do about it because, you know, pixels are pixels. It's the smallest unit. Okay, left side is still a little bit too low. But everything else is looking okay for the most part. This is not going to line up. I'm not worried about that. Is it mirrored? Yes, it's mirrored. So I'm going to actually stretch this, because I feel like this is too much. I'm going to go with this. I don't even know what side it's using or like whatever. But that'll probably look better. The one side being a little bit lower, I don't think is that big of a deal. It's more of like me worrying about it than it actually mattering. What I do want to do though, I don't know what this texture is. Make it a little bit darker. Let's see what that looks like. This is mirrored. I wonder if a shield on the bottom would look neat. That's kind of cool. I could just take Durahan's buckler. That's kind of a neat idea. The texture ended up being a little bit more stretched than I wanted it, but it does look better than before, at least. Gives him extra sliding power. He's on a toboggan. I wonder if making the waist gold would look good. If these like pieces came up and then this whole thing was gold. That might be too much. Okay, so I kind of misunderstood what I was doing here when I did this. I don't need to do that. I need to stretch this out so it looks a little bit more manageable, you know? So little things like propellers on the bottom, deluxe liner's feet make me hope people hide little fun details in places. Yeah. Yeah, maybe I can do that. Okay. For the time being, though, I'm going to work on the stuff that I know I want to do, and then we'll adjust stuff from there. That's too much. This is pretty haphazard, but we're just adding like texture to it, right? It already looks better. IMO. Yeah, I think that's probably fine. And then, let's see what it looks like. Any breed mix you look forward to playing with in the mod? Hasn't been put in yet? I'm just excited in general. I wonder if each slice shares the same texture. Color Pandora could have 3 different nosed faces. No. You can have 3 different noses. You can't have 3 different faces. We're getting intense in the names. I think I'm vetoing everyone. We're just going with Gladiator. It's simple. Can't if you use Liquid Cube as the base? Really? All the faces on Liquid Cube are different? I don't know. I'm going to be honest. I like the skirt, but I don't like the way it looks. I might straight up just take the texture as it was. Spartan would be fine too. The white is like okay, I guess, but I'm going to save this in the sense that I'm just going to leave it as is. But I think I'm going to see what it looks like with just the regular one. It's one of those things where it's like I'm trying to add my own flair to it, but it might be fine as is. Like I might not actually have to change anything. Because this looks pretty good. Armored Core gets my vote. It's 3 separate textures for the faces for whatever reason. That's kind of interesting. So realistically, that's like a better choice for base if you're doing Color Pandora than base Color Pandora. Do the same thing here. Make a copy. What is this? It's supposed to be on... Oh, it's on this, but... That one's covered. It's a Galley mod? No, it's Jell. Jell Durahan. This might just be straight up better than what I had, which is always unfortunate when it happens, but, you know, it is what it is. There's an emote you redeemed with channel points yesterday, but it's expired now. Oh no. Kate made you think of Galley? Yeah, I mean it does look like Galley, but it's a skirt more than anything else. Okay, I don't want to combine these yet because I don't know how this is gonna look. I wonder if I can get rid of this bit here. Yeah, it looks okay. It looks better. Yeah, whatever. Let's go with that. Now we're going to do what we did. Then I can like try and squeeze as much in as I can. I don't know where it actually like duplicates, but it's fine. Let's try that. I can always adjust the colors a little bit if it's like a little bit off, but I don't know how textures will look when using like something like Jellcopter. Probably terrible. What are you gonna do? How hard is it to find images with transparent backgrounds like this? Very simple, because what you gotta do is when you search for an image, you go to more tools, you go to color, like on Google Images, and then one of the options for color is transparency. Though these weren't transparent, I just ended up making them myself that way. Here's the idea. Can you make the core texture into the Holy Grail? Better yet, use Holy Hand Grenade. It's not Galley. You guys are going a little too crazy with the holy imagery. He's just a soldier. I already changed the core to the color of Durahan's eye. So you guys are like 6 steps behind me on theming. White kind of grew on you? I don't really like the brown. I just don't know what to do with it. Because this looks better than the old one as far as like the design. Yeah. I wonder if there's a better skirt I can find. Maybe make the brown more of a tan. You missed the part of the stream where the issue is changing the brown without like adjusting the other colors is kind of a pain in the ass because it's so intricate. I think gold trim at the top and then silver would be good. That's what I was thinking of. To be honest, I had mentioned something about that. But the problem is not so much that anymore as much as it is... There's my script copy. The problem is not that so much anymore as it is the... This is so fucked up. It's on the wrong one. It's that it looks like really blown out. Glad I'm able to come hang for the first time forever. Hope you're well. Yeah, I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. I just rubbed my eye a weird way though, and now my eye is like all weird, like painful. What the hell? What the heck? Oh, it's on 0 opacity. I was like, why can I not see it? Because like I don't really like... Oh my god. My eye... It's so itchy all of a sudden. I need that Visine. Where's Ben Stein? Ah! Did I scratch it? I don't think so. Custom text or get added, be cool to see the stuff. Jell could get away with Jell Durahan turning into a sword. Yeah, that'd be sick. That would be a lot of work though. Maybe I need eye drops. It's just sad. Oh man, that's okay. Yeah, so this is like not... I don't like how low res this is my problem. I think I can do something interesting here, though. Why are you still... Fuck off. I hate it when things are still selected. Oh, it's killing me, man. I do take one side of face guard and duplicate it 2 times and layer it, collapse it, and then line those to make the 6 rows and continue until you have a good length for the belt. That does sound like a good idea. It also sounds like a more complicated way of the thing I just did. Like the same idea. My auto select not on? It is on. What's up with this? I used to get out of the habit of like moving my head while I sleep in such a way as to scrape the skin off my eyelid. Ew, that sucks. What the hell? Yeah, I think the brown is too... It's a color it doesn't need, is the issue. But I kind of don't like the way this looks. I'm almost willing to like scrape these ornaments entirely. Like get rid of them and maybe do something off of the base, but I kind of don't like the way it looks as is. That's a pretty good reaction. I'm sorry if you're like squeamish about me touching my eye and shit. I'd stop if I could. It's a good thing I'm just a tiny little head in the corner. Weird hack, but you can use baby shampoo to wash the area around your eyes because it doesn't sting your eyes. Sometimes it helps me when my eyes get irritated. Something random. Weird. Okay, so I think the plate works. It's just... That's funny. It's just a little out of place. Okay, so one of these is... Let's just move everything over. This should fix the problem of this little gap here. Because that is like this little piece where that was connected. So there should be no gaps anymore. I kind of like the fringe. I think that looks okay. I gotta figure out what to do with the rest of it now, though. Because the skirt looks good, this does not, though. See what it looks if I layer 2 of them on top of each other. I probably wouldn't do that. I like the red. I like the skirt. I just got to think of what I want to do with it. Because I don't think the pleated skirt looks sick. Drag queen, there's no eye stuff I can't be squeamish about. Yeah, dude. You folks are insane. The fucking... stuff you stick to your face. I'm really squeamish about eyes. I can't do it. I've never had to wear fake eyelashes, but I think that shit would kill me. Like, I'd actually die. There's not going to be an easy way to meld that together. But what if I could just do like concentric rings? This looks better, I think, than it did before. I think the 2 rings is a good idea. Okay, we'll worry about the pleats later. What do I want to do? I kind of want to make... I don't know. I feel like the shading on this is like already kind of okay. Like there's not really much I got to do about it. I thought it looked kind of washed out, but the more I look at it, the more it looks fine. I still don't like these little dots here. There's got to be something I can do about that. Let's find some chainmail. We'll try Macho's idea. Let me grab something super high res so I can... Yeah, it's fine. This might end up looking like really terrible. And not because it's like a bad idea, but because it is, I don't even know, is it transparent? It's not transparent. It's less about that and more about the fact that it's just gonna get like so pixelated. But we'll try. We'll see how it looks. Probably just looks a little bit washed because of blue background. Probably fine in game otherwise. Yeah, maybe. See how he looks walking around on ranch. No, there's the helicopter. That kind of looks sick. That's one of the cooler helicopters. Definitely could have done worse on that. Looks like a rocket. Yeah. He's happy with it too. Look at that. Whoop. Okay. So. Here's my issue. This whole thing is the background. So I got to figure out how to put chainmail on him otherwise, you know? Know what I'm saying? I got to... don't know what I just moved. I think just the center point. I don't know. Did I move something? I did not. We're okay. Don't worry about it. What the fuck is this, dude? You're killing me. I'm on the background layer. I'm selecting the part. Copy and pasting. On background. Copy, paste. Where is it going? Where? What the fuck are you doing? This is stupid. This is stupid. Copy. Copy. Paste. What the fuck? what the fuck is happening? Why? Oh my god, I'm losing my fucking mind, dude. Is there, like, why isn't it copying it? I want to cut this. What if I cut? Okay, I can cut, but I can't copy? Stupid. Did I change my... Oh, that's what happened. I don't know. I just realized it looks like everything shifted up. I'm worried. Let's try saving that and see if we accidentally messed up. Photoshop has... Yeah, I know. I want to see if I accidentally fucked everything up like I did with Jill that one time. Also find a picture with bigger rings so the chain doesn't get so compressed. The thing is, I don't think it would look good with big rings. I know what you're saying. We can try a couple of different styles. The arms are going to look like bad, and there's nothing I can do about it. Okay, everything's still there. The arms look goofy because it's multiple layers. That's fine. Here's what I wanted to do. I actually wanted to erase this. So I have the gauntlet. Make a copy. And in this image... layer raster mask. So I removed all transparency basically. So I can put this underneath. I wonder if I could just do that for everything. I might fuck this up. Hold on. I got an idea. What if I did this? Make a copy of the background. Remove this one. Try and do this in like the easiest way, not like the right way. Oh, I did it the wrong way, I think. adjustment, right? Yeah, threshold. I still have my duplicate. Maybe you get if the chainmail part had the transparency itself. I think if this looks okay, I probably won't stretch the image I just did. I'll probably move it. The one thing though is, this is just kind of to test as like a quick and dirty way to do it. I would remove it so the head still has the transparency, the hands would still have the transparency. Let's see. Okay, I need a smaller texture for sure. But look, the arms are going to be really fucked up. The arms get really stretched. Okay, so what do I want to do here? I got too many things going on. This I don't need. Where's that? Why was that hiding there? It's layer 5. Okay, this we've decided we're keeping. This we're keeping for now. This is part of the skirt. Background copy. Master mask. No. I'm just gonna delete this entirely. Is this a community effort? Yeah, it's a community effort. The face, that's the arm. Okay, and so if we just have the male on the body and the waist, and then maybe on the arms a little bit. Jell use different sprites for attack animations, or does it use the same? What do you mean? Jell has a couple of like particle effects. They're just like PNGs, like most monsters do, like dust and stuff like that. So the same thing we're gonna do here. Layer, raster mask. And so if you're like wondering what I'm doing here, because I'm not just like copy and pasting or like painting or whatever, this mask basically it chooses transparency in the image, in the layer I'm selecting. If I go all the way down, everything that's transparent becomes an opaque pixel. And the other direction is everything that is transparent becomes more transparent. So, and you can see, like, even here, like on the edges of there's some transparency here on the edges, and it's like becoming more and more like intense with how transparent it is. It's kind of clipping a little bit, or not clipping, but the anti-aliasing is going away. If I go the opposite direction, you can't really tell, but these like gray pixels here have become completely solid. You can tell more with like the paint here on the side. So my idea here, I don't need to go all the way, I don't think. If it's going to be gray, it's probably fine. Now where's the arm? Let's try this. So this will add it to everything except his neck and his hands. And then if it kind of looks okay, we can try it with some transparency. I'm not a big fan of the gels that don't have transparency on them. Like Muddy Gel. Metal Gel I'm not even a very big fan of. Beacon Color Pandora's done? Hell yeah. That's such a sick idea. I'm a big fan of the monsters that are just like straight up like, this is a new idea I came up with. Okay, this is kind of okay. The helmet, I need to put a little bit of it in the helmet, I think. And then I can make the neck come down a bit. I think this looks kind of okay. The arms are like stretched, but like I struggled with his arms, man. They're tough. They don't work. Jellcopter gonna shoot little swords. Jellcopter is uses this right here. This is the missile. Amazing how high res it looks. Yeah, it does look pretty good. Okay, I want to take some away from the neck. I need to add some on the bottom here, which is great because it means I can just like shift this down. If you can't really see, but his entire like body here, like think about how big of a gap it is from the top of the breastplate to the neck, right? It's like a pretty big gap. It's like this area, but this little section here on his face is both this and the underneath section. So it's like really messed up. Okay, I think that is the play. On the back, we can go all the way to the back. That's fine. I just need to add some shadow underneath there. And not like the arms. The arms got to be changed a little bit. But yeah. Cool. So first things first. I don't know why the arms became solid. And then for this, we don't actually need to erase this part. I guess I need to erase the other part too. I just want to add some opacity to it. So this will stop it from becoming solid. And then that'll add like a shadow. And that should be fine. Transparency on the face also gives the impression of a sentinel melted suit of armor rather than jelly armor. I think the hollow face is a good idea for sure. Jell? I think we're just going with something simple for it. We talked about it a little bit, but I think either like just Spartan or Gladiator is probably fine. Here, I want to erase chainmail. What am I looking at? Here. I don't want to erase too much until I've checked it out, but I think that's probably okay. Because he would have mail on his neck. Like, that's not... Like, that's not the weird part. The weird part is just it goes too high. Also, I want to put some under this texture. Yeah, it's coming along. So one change at a time. So I just made it transparent. I didn't even delete it. That's cool. But it's definitely too much. That's probably better. We'll leave that. The whole texture actually has to come down. And then... you can copy and paste this to go under here. What else do I want to change? The waist stops early for some reason. No, that's this other part. Arms are good. Head is good. Okay. So this will probably fix up all the cracks. And then once you've fixed up all the cracks, we can start shading a little bit. We can see the finished mods. I don't think there's like a showcase of them. That's what you're asking for. Try to make a change to its core. I have changed its core. It's not red, it's orange. It's the same color as Durahan's eye. You guys are... You need glasses. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, you can start working on a compendium. Yeah, maybe. Okay, did I not save? Save. Have to actually download the mod still. I haven't downloaded it either yet. Got to doing scales of Beaklon's arms. I'm excited to show it off. Really don't want to spam. Jell is impressive to you? I think it's okay. Don't have YouTube on full screen? That's fair. But yeah, see, I made it orange instead of red. Honestly, I should probably make the red orange as well because Durahan doesn't have any red on it at all. It has the orange broom. But I kind of like the way the red looks, so it's hard. I can make it red. Fuck it. You hand draw little embellishments and stuff? No, man, I don't know how to draw at all. I'm like the world's worst artist. This is, I literally just found shit online. Okay, see, like, I took away so much, and it's just this little area here. His neck is so weird. Okay, but everything is lining up nice. Shoulders are a little weird, but that's fine. Like, look how much it's stretched. This is the same texture here and here. But, like, it starts off small and then they just burn. Yeah, see, he's got an orange eyeball. They made it red in the other ones, yeah. They're more molten. I think it's fine. If you're saying to make it like more like yellow, then I thought about it. I tried a bunch of different colors, and this is the one I thought looked best. Okay, so I gotta figure out the chainmail up to the neck thing. But everything else is looking good. We just gotta add some shading in. Think it looks closest? I do think it looks pretty okay. Plated arrow has red accents. Yeah, no, this is, I'll show you what I started with. Very first idea I had was this breastplate. Which just it didn't work. And so I went through this entire thing, and I showed Macho. I've got, like, pictures of it. I went through with this breastplate and this helmet. And I spent so much time lining all of this shit up. Like, I must have spent, like, 8 hours. And then I was just like, I didn't like the way it looked. It was, like, too closed face. And the problem is, because of... This is, like, the section that was on his face. This section was also on, like, underneath his chin. So it really limited what I could do with the design. And so after, like, a while of just, like, struggling through it, I was like, fuck it. I'm going to start from scratch. And so I literally scrapped the old idea. And I started all over again. And so this is what the helmet started as. And this is what the breastplate started as. And then these were the bracers. And then I realized I didn't need most of this, so I ended up taking a lot of it away. So I didn't make them, but I did have to edit them quite a bit. And then the skirt. That was the skirt. That's the thing we probably did the least amount to. Maybe I'll try something in the future. We'll buy Steam version of the game still. Hope for a sale soonish. Yeah, unfortunately you missed one like recently. But I know Fenric is doing a giveaway. So if you go to like legendcup.com, you can definitely check that out. Okay, now the like annoying part of like deleting enough. That's probably too much. The problem with his neck is that the texture is not just like flat and then stretched up. It's like an M shape. It's like this. So me just making like a gap isn't gonna do it. It's gonna look really strange. But we're gonna try. And this is just the little fine-tuning stuff that I think is necessary to, like, make the monster really pop. I think it's, like, it's not too hard getting it about 80% of the way, but the last little bit is, like, what makes it look good. Like, we still got to do something about that skirt. I don't like how blown out it is. I want to do something to change it. So I do it. Most of my backgrounds I make have used generic stuff. Yeah. And me and Macho were talking. So many of the textures in-game are just that. Just a texture from a library. See, look at this neck. Why? Why does it stretch up? Why is it a point? This is what it looks like. Why is the middle up like that? So I gotta like go even lower. And then I run into the issue of it becomes too pixelated looking. Maybe more of a V-neck. It's tough. Like it's extremely stretched. And that tiny little piece I took away is gonna like make a big difference here. Like too much. And then like getting this to line up is gonna be hell. Like that might be too much as well. I might just have to let it go. I might just have to let it go all the way up. I really don't want to do that, but the texture stretching on Jell is like too intense to get like really, really into the weeds on it. Even if you look at the other Jell ideas, like the ones they put in the game, there's like insane texture stretching on it. Okay, so that's getting closer. I want to kind of just get rid of that last little bit. Because see, it looks like it's like sticking out. It's like jutting out of his neck. And so that's like 2 pixels I gotta remove. But good luck me, I suppose. So when if people see me being critical about other people's designs, it's really not because I don't want people to work on it or I think they're bad artists, because I cannot fucking draw. It's just like, I think about how much time and effort I put in, and if I see someone make like 4 edits in a day and they're all like kind of lazy, it just feels like they're trying to just fill space. Which kind of takes away from other people who might want to make that same idea and like put a little bit more time in it. And now you've like put them in a weird spot where they don't necessarily want to step on your toes and be like, well, I want to make that too. How's it still up? This is not an easy process. Like, it's an easy process in terms of, like, the actual texture editing is very simple. But it's art. You know, not to get too pretentious about it, but it's obvious when, like, you put effort in. And this is, like, I feel limited doing this. Like, I have ideas I want to do for it that I just, like, can't make happen. Okay, that's looking better, but now it's a little bit off to the side. I don't know. Have they decided what's going to be done in situations like that? I don't know. I think it's like a weird political thing where it's like Dave has it set up so you can get multiple versions of the same monster. Right now there's 2 mono undines. Kind of for the same reason. Where JP was like, oh, here's a, you know, not to shit on JP because it's cool that he's making stuff, but like he made a mono in like 20 minutes. And someone else was working on mono undine at the same time. So now there's 2 mono undines in the game. I get you. Most of my stuff is very safe. Granted, I try and get as legitimate as possible without breaking my sanity. And like I said, people have different tolerances for that, right? It's not everybody is gonna spend like 8 hours fucking with like minute textures on Jill like I did. Though now that I've done it, I kind of want to make another Jill because I have it all mapped out already. And I think I'm just gonna use the same map I used before and make Jill Phoenix because I think using the feather on Kato's head, or the hair on Kato's head for a feather is a good idea. It should be a community thing to decide which goes in. I don't think letting the internet vote on stuff is a good idea for like anything. I think having the ability to choose which one you're using is cool. But it is obviously like pretty messy. God, I really don't know what I'm doing here. Oh, I just realized why it looks so stupid. It's always going to look a little bit jagged. But it looks extremely jagged because I don't have the texture. So this should look better. I don't necessarily be the sole arbiter of it. We can support up to 256 alternates of the same breed, though, so there's that. There's the name issue, but, like, that's kind of whatever. Yeah. I do think... You know, this is just me saying what I would like for, like, a wish list for the game that I, like, is not my baby. And I think you would agree with me that, like, having one of each is, like, probably the best way to do it. Right? Like, I think in a perfect world, that is just like, yes, that's how we would do it. That's great. I think having alternates is an okay constellation. I would be kind of remiss if I wanted to raise a specific one and I got the other subbreed. Okay, this like cleans it up a lot. This looks a lot better. It's still a tiny bit jagged, but... alternate should all be based on the canon design. Because if there's not an easy way to decide what gives you each of the alternates, I think it would be like kind of frustrating if you're like, I want to raise X, and it just did not. And it's like, oh, you got XA. It's like, oh, I don't really like XA. I don't know. I'm really not trying to be too negative about it. I keep saying that even though I am being negative about it, but... it is what it is. Combinations right now where it gets hairy at the shrine, there's a song for each alternate. Okay. Well, then maybe having like a main one. But yeah, I don't know, it's still complicated. That's the unfortunate part about doing a cool thing like this, is sometimes it's not cool. Sometimes you gotta make shitty like decisions that piss people off. Game dev, baby. Okay, why are his arms still so dark? Anyway, his neck looks better now. Now it's like light though. Get rid of some of that transparency. Maybe a config setting for picking which skin you want, mod options, or enabling alts. Again, like, that shouldn't be the priority. Like, I understand what you're saying, but I think Dave's got more important stuff to worry about. We're just fucking around. We're making dress-up dolls. He's, like, actually, like, putting it together. You would hope the community can get along. I'm finding it hard. And here's the thing. Since I posted the video talking about this, I've got about 20 DMs of people working on stuff. And they're like, do you think this looks good? And, you know, that's great because they are asking for feedback. Not to put him on the spot, but Detergent, who was in here earlier, made a really cool mixed breed of Mock and Galley. And I felt like his first design was a little bit over-designed, and then the new one he came up with, which is basically the same thing but just with less, looks really sick. But there's people who are like, I made this, and it's like, okay, do you want feedback? Or, like, I don't want to step on anyone's toes. I don't want to just be an asshole, right? Especially because I've got a couple that, you know, are not great. Let's just say that. If you think I'm talking about you, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about someone else. The other one sucks, not yours. Yours is great. But I've gotten a bunch that are just like a straight up recolor, and it's like, this is my, oh god, I gotta think of an example of one I haven't actually gotten. What's a good example? What's something I can use? I don't know. Color Pandora Dragon. There is a Color Pandora Dragon that looks really sick, but I got a Color Pandora Dragon, we'll just say, and it's basically Color Pandora, and the eyes are yellow, and the body has, like, its hue shifted to red. And it's like, okay, I guess. But, like, what do you want me to say? Like, if you're not looking for feedback, it's frustrating because it's lazy. Like, you know, you finding out how to do a hue replacement or, like, a hue shifting might be, like, a big deal for you. Because maybe you've never even used Photoshop before. And I don't want to be the guy who's, like, that's, like, extremely, extremely, like, step one of this process. Because maybe, like, you're proud of that. So I don't know everybody's skill level. I don't want to, like, just be harsh for no reason. But I've definitely been given some and not been asked for feedback. They're just like, hey, look at this thing I made. I'm done now. I'm going to be sending this in. And I really just want to be like, these textures don't line up, man. Like, you didn't even, like, bother to, like, hide the texture you used. Like, this has a body part from another monster, like, sticking out on it, and you just, like, kind of left it hanging there. So it's like, it's not that I find people with, like, a lack of imagination or, like, the concept being boring bad. There's a bunch of, like, Gaboo subs people have made that are just, like, Gaboo's texture on a new monster. And, like, I think that's honestly fine because what are you gonna do? But if your textures don't line up to the point where there's, like, the wrong colors on them and stuff like that, it's just, I don't know, man. If I can tell you used, like, a foot for, like, the back of this monster's head, because, like, you can still see all the digits, it's like, what am I supposed to do? Like, yeah, okay, it looks cool, I guess. Foothead. New monster breed. I don't know, man. I don't know. Because I don't want to be a jerk about it. But I think if you're gonna, like, be part of this, you have to try it. That's all I'm saying. I mean, part of any art submission thing, people at different places in skill and time commitment. Right. But if you can't commit the time, I don't think you should do it, is all I'm saying. Like, I literally think this is too interesting of a project with, like, too much potential to just, like, not, to, like, be disaffected, right? How is the copied area empty? Okay, so the reason I'm duplicating that is so I can move this up after, because I want to erase this. And there's nothing elitist about that, because I'm going to be real. You have more time than I do. I don't know what you do as a job, but I know you have more time than I do. So I'm not too stressed about making you feel bad about that. Where is my... Okay, it's this chainmail. I should have named some of these. If you're gonna be lazy, I think that's where being lazy is, like, acceptable. Like, your naming convention is just dog shit. At the very least, you have to respect the project. That's how I see it. That's what I'm feeling too, right? And I've really, really taken a mental stance on this, and I hope other people do as well, right? Where it's like, if somebody's like, this looks like you didn't try hard enough, but they say it in a nice way. They're not like, you're a lazy asshole. They're like, I don't know, man. I feel like this is like, it's getting there. It's a good idea, but it's not done yet. I wouldn't take that to heart. I would be like, you're probably right. What should I add? And then sometimes people's ideas are bad, right? Sometimes what people want to add to it is like over-designed. But sometimes it's just like a slight change in theming. Like if someone took a look at this and they're like, if it was possible, and they're like, oh, here's, if I handed this in, right? This is the old one. Like, I really didn't like how this looked. It was really low res. It's still low res, but it looks a little bit better now. And we had the ability to change models. And I handed this in, and I didn't have the little broom on the head. And someone said, like, why didn't you do that? Like, that could be a cool, like, flourish to add. I would be like, you know what? That's a good point. Let me add it. The chainmail is a good thing. I was like, I'm done. And people are like, well, why don't you, like, try adding chainmail to it? And I did. And it looks sick as hell. People got good ideas. Having a bar for quality makes sense. The tough part is just, like, being diplomatic about it. And especially if people they don't give a shit, right? Like, if they don't care about, like, improving it, they're just like, whatever, it's done, on to the next one. You can't do anything. Like, you can't convince them otherwise. But I do think it's going to get to a point where people are going to look at it and they're going to be like, I'm going to make this better. And if that does happen, you can't be pissed about it. You got to, like, be able to be like, all right, that's fair. Not to put anyone on the spot, but there's someone who made a Suezo Jell today. And it's a really cool base. I don't think it's done. I think it needs a little bit more work. And I know I'm not the only one who thinks that. Excuse me. But it's a really cool idea. It's a really cool base. It's just a little flat. It needs a little bit more. I think you could add a little mustache to it. I think you could add Jill's little bowl cut. And, like, these are not easy things. It's not just, like, copy and paste, because Suezo's textures are, like, there's a lot of mirroring and, like, a lot of, like, duplication. So it would take a little bit of effort. But, and to this person's, like, for their benefit, I have to say, like, they did take it in stride. They're like, yeah, that makes sense. But this was, like, very difficult for me. And that's fine. That's cool. You hand it off to someone else. Someone else can, like, help improve it. I don't think there's anything wrong with asking someone to have a little passion for the passion project. Right. I think the biggest thing trying to, like, if I want to get one thing through people's heads, like, if there's one idea I could impart on people about this project, as someone who's not in charge of it, it's not my project. I'm just a contributor like everyone else. But as someone who's like putting a lot of time and effort into the stuff I'm making for it, the one idea I would like to like disseminate is that it's not a race to get this done. We don't need to have this done next week. Like, we can just like take our time. It's fine. We already have like 100 monsters done, which is crazy. And if we go at this rate, that means that by like, I don't know, March, it'll be done. But I don't think by March every texture is going to be like good. I think by March we'll probably, if we were done, we'd probably have to look at like almost like 50% of the textures in the game to like adjust them. I hope people should be open to revisions. I honestly think it might have to get to a point. Nobody's been like really negative about it. So this is more of me just like thinking ahead. But I think if it's going to happen, oops. We literally have to be in a place where it's like, you've submitted this, it's okay for people to edit it. And the edit might not be accepted as like the better version, but it's, people need to be allowed to work on it, you know? Textures for the grill or polar bears editable in a similar way? I don't know where they're located, but my guess is probably. Maybe not editable, but they are like in the game somewhere. Yeah, I want to make a layer of just shadows. Above the chainmail. Is that what I can do here? What's layer 10? That's this. That's probably too much. A little something like this. Even this might be too much, but I can start unducking plant using watermelon as a base. That's cool. I can see custom ranch assets being a big thing in the future. That'd be cool. It's very good to hear. I've been feeling like I've been dragging my feet over getting started, but because I'm afraid I'll get involved too late and all the ones will be taken. Yeah, I mean, that's honestly, I think that's my biggest concern with all of this, is that people are just like, oh, factory farming it, and new players are going to get in and be like, oh, I really have a good idea for this monster, but someone already made it, and it's just like something somebody spent like 2 hours on, you know? $1,100 monsters still? You know what? That does make sense, because I wasn't thinking of the special breeds. Because I think there's like 1440 or something. Or more than that. Let's pull up the calculator. 38 times 38. Yeah, 1444 minus, what is it, like 415 or something? And then plus 5 times, is it 6 times 38? Another 228. So the total number of monsters you can make is like 1670-ish. Watching the shadows reminding me of removing backgrounds from people's headshots. Yeah. Guess my numbers are a little off for the actual mixes still. Many, many hundreds, yeah. Okay, so we just added a little shadow. It's probably too much in a couple of areas. But like, that's the idea, right? I can just blend it a bit. Yeah, I think that looks fine. I'm just gonna blend the edges. Just so it's a little bit blurred. It's not as obvious where the shadow ends. How's the back of his neck look? Yeah, it's too dark. I don't even think this is the right. Put it right on here. Whoops. Oh man. Well, that was a mistake. I think I already blurred that. Maybe I could add something to the inside of the mask too. See it. I don't know. Talking to Discord earlier, mentioned that even the subs that are nearly recolors have their own little flourishes like mustardy, orange markings, and Suezo doesn't have. Yeah. Really got really close in the first pass. Yeah, it was pretty close. Yeah, I mean, that was my biggest issue with the Tanuki, right? Is I didn't want it to just be Hopper. And so I spent a little time on like having the leaf and that, all that. And like, you know, I don't know how successful I was in making him not look like just Hopper, but big. But I think it's important to keep that in mind when you're making it, is that it doesn't need to just look exactly like the thing. It can, and it's fine for some of them too. But straight recolor is not enough most of the time. I'm not going to worry about this. It looks fine. Let's just get the shadow onto the chainmail looking okay. And like that, it's okay to just be like, this is too much effort for what it is. Definitely making Baku Suezo. I already designed one for Rigo, hell yeah. A well done recolor can work if the time is taken on it, right? But just doing a hue shift is not that. Even like look at Mono. Mono would be the easiest monster in the game to do recolors for, and just like slap a texture on it, but it's not like that. I just use a project as an excuse to jump to Steam and finally play with Advanced Viewer. Yeah, Advanced Viewer is sick. Okay, I don't really know. It doesn't look significantly different than it did. I think this is fine though. It's darker. Okay, so what do I need to change still? The neck here still looks fucked up. I want to change that a tiny bit. And I need to put a shadow underneath the helmet. The helmet is weird because the helmet does not end here. The helmet ends like here. And so I need to kind of put these dots on to see what I'm dealing with. See where it actually ends. I guess I could just put them on the top. On the back. But I don't know if this texture goes all the way. I don't think it does. Let's see. Let's see where we're at. Let's make some dots. Imagine if someone who's only played Switch will still be like seeing half the game for the first time. Oh, for sure. If you've never dealt with it before, the advanced viewer adds so much. Glad Chainmail's working out. It looks awesome. It does look really good. Yeah, that was a really good idea. Collaboration. You can't. It's sometimes people have better ideas than you. So let's try to line this up. Okay, pink is on the sides. Blue. See how much that stretches? This model was hell to work on. And this is fucked up. Look at this. This is just a circle. There's no gap in this anywhere, right? How come there's a gap in it here? How come there's just like this weird radial texture beside this other texture? Why is it like that? And it's not like that on the other side. This was driving me insane trying to line this up. I really didn't even want the helmet to go this far. But because of the way the texture is set up, I'm like not nearly talented enough to like cut it off early. And I looked at all the other Jell sprites, or all the other textures, and not a single one of them does anything with like cutting this off early. They're all just like, fuck it. It's... We've made this impossible to work with. Okay, so I think it's just this area. If I were to just color over that with, on this, I might just be able to get away with that. It's not really what I'm looking for in terms of a shadow, though. Yeah, it's fine. Let's see what we got. You know what? I'm going about this the wrong way. I can just take the back. Do this and see if you can see it at all. And then we can copy and cut and move it and all that fun stuff. Yeah, I think we'll get this done tonight. And then, I don't know, it might just be a short stream, but I might, I don't want to stay up super late. Tiana's got to go to work tomorrow, and I'm not trying to stay up till like 2 in the morning streaming and then have her have to listen to me. Someone asked if we're real modeling and texture building tools, like do it in Blender or something. And today I'm like, lucky this works at all. Yeah. Just be happy with what you got. See, you can't even see it. Also, Jell's model is not like exactly one-to-one. Look at, despite the back of his armor actually lining up, he's actually a little bit crooked. He's got a little bit of like a fucked up posture. He's got the scoliosis. Okay, so you can't even see this. I don't want to do all of that, but I can always blend this to look a little bit better. I'm just grateful the color condensing the Tim Builder, so I don't have to worry about that for the most part. Yeah, so that's something I haven't really worked on. Like each section can hold 250 colors, right? And it hasn't really come up. There's been a couple of times where I was working on this where I would like shade something, and then when I would import the ping, it would turn like I would lose a lot of color information in like one little area. But for the most part, it hasn't really been a problem. The only issue has been when we made the Tanuki battle portrait. That shit got scuffed. Okay, so we found it kinda. Let's blur it so it's not so crazy. Not so crazy. And then I'm actually going to erase looks like that. That's probably okay. Yeah, we just did that. The colors on the left are the before and after of the merging. Gotcha. This is boss stream from Legend and Dragon. Just sent me back in time. Yeah. I played through it again last year. Game's still sick. Okay, so I did too much. I took away too much, but that's the idea. So what do I want to do? I want... This is fine for a length, but I just need to go a little bit... I gotta split the difference. Like that. It's probably a little bit better. We also don't have any anything here, right? No idea what's happening. It seems so good. Yeah, we're editing. We're adding monsters to Monster Hunter 2, so we're making Jell Durahan right now. Music took a drastic turn as we got into serious editing. Yeah. I loved Legend of Dragoon, man. Formative game for me, for sure. Yeah, so the shadow on the bottom is... Shadow on the top needs to come out a bit more. I think it's just... I don't know, there's a little bit of a shadow there, but I need more shadow. And then here, it could be darker and then blended better, instead of just like a straight line across, but, you know, it's a good start. I don't need it to be darker, that's not the problem. Realize how many potential phoenixes and undines and stuff will open up. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, every monster is gonna have 38 combinations, or 42 if you include all the special breeds. There's 38 main breed monsters in the game. They're all gonna get a combination. It's pretty sick. Hoping to expand to infinite colors of Monster Hunter 2 started getting real upset with that. I think having the limit is fine. It is what it is. We're working within the confines of a 25-year-old game. Hey, Corwick, thanks for tuning in. I think we're just about done this guy. Last thing I want to do... Yeah, okay, so this shading here looks really good. The top, it can be a little bit smoother, but, you know, it's fine. I'm just going to smooth it out a tiny bit, or even erase with like really low opacity. And where's my eraser? And this is my eraser. That's probably fine as it is. Yeah, because I like how it turned out at the bottom here. Arms and stuff are looking okay. Maybe a little bit dark. Which is like kind of weird because it really doesn't look that dark on the image. Only thing I think I would change at this point is I kind of don't like how low contrast the armor is. I think being able to see some of that would be better. Is it just all textures, or can you like create a new monster and all of that? No, so this is Jell Durahan. Jell Durahan is going to be added into the game with Jell Durahan's guts rate and lifespan and stat gains and all of that. Right now, it's just being saved over regular ass Jell, but we're collectively as the community making all of these, and then we're sending them off to Dave, who is compiling them once a week into a mod that will eventually have all the monsters in the game. Here's a one I'm really excited to use. I made this plant dragon a little while ago, and plant dragon is gonna have really cool stats because he's gonna have like decent power. Guts rate is gonna be really, really bad for plant, which is kind of interesting. He's gonna have good life gains, solid power gains, good intelligence gains. Defense will be okay. Like it's gonna be sick. Okay, so I want to probably just burn these. I don't know if just like something like that. That might be too dark. That's an easy thing to test and change though. 3, 4, 3, 3, 1, 5 sounds right for stat spread for our boy here. Let's take a look. So, Jell has Jell has 324424. I'm gonna type that into chat so I can see it. 3422. No, that's not right. I've already forgot. 324424. 2, 4, 4, 2, 4. He's got very good gains, and other than power really, and speed, but that's not a big deal. And then Durahan, that's 343315. Oh, you already did the math? I don't know what I'm looking at. 343315. That's a lot of numbers, Dave. So it'd be 3. Those are 0 indexed? Okay. Okay, yeah, the 0. Yeah. Don't worry about it. Let me just calculate this real quick. Spreadsheet is already a combination ever done already. Okay, so like which ones? Is it 160? So it's 2. So it'd be 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3. No, 3, 3, 4, 4, 2, 4. Really? 4 plus 5? It's 2.4. 5 times 0.4. 2. Yeah, 4 and a 5 is a 4. That sucks, dude. Oh, that's brutal. Yeah, so with 0 indexed, yeah, CC, BB, BB, yeah. So he would get a gain to power, and that's it. I mean, he's better. He's better. It literally gives him a 1 gain to power. That's cool, though. Objectively stronger. You'll have to see it. Better, better life type. Sustainable growth, yeah. Cool. Yeah, that's sick. Okay, so what was I doing? Oh yeah, I wanted to see what it looked like. I wanted to see if I could skip it across Lake Michigan. I don't think I adjusted it yet, did I? I think this looks darker than in game. Yeah. Seems darker than it was before. I don't think it is. I don't think I updated it. Maybe I did though. Had monster too, yeah. It's gonna be cool once this is done, or even like once we got just a couple hundred monsters in the game. You just go to the shrine and see what we get. Because then I get new monsters to play with. It's sick. I do think, as like downer as this might be, I think it's gonna be more fun to make them than to play with them. But it's not for nothing. The making them is sick too. Yeah, this is darker now. New Nuzlocke potential, yeah. Okay, this looks way better. IMO. Yeah, I think this looks like way stronger than it did. What do you guys think? I think the higher contrast, burning it was a good idea. Send you a link to the spreadsheet? Okay. The AutoCalc Mixes tab has everything ever. Sick. Welcome to the Fun Math Live, though. I'd rather not. I don't want to be adding stuff 60%, 40%. This is too bright, so I think now that we got this dialed in, the helmet can stay, though I think maybe I need to burn the top of this too. Maybe a little bit. Why is it making it lighter? What's happening? Get out of here. Thanks a lot, Photo P. There's no reason for you to be turning it darker. Face is fine where it is. Though, having done that, the shading here might not line up anymore. Which isn't that big of a deal, but... Actually, I lied. It's a very big deal. Okay, so I'm just gonna do the bottom here. It's very... One of the hardest things about doing stuff like this is knowing when you're done, right? You can always improve it. And sometimes you're just like, well, it's not worth... Like, I'm getting diminishing returns on the amount of effort I'm putting in. But I do think it's worth actually, you know, doing what I'm doing. Like, thinking about the contrast and like how it sits in the game and how when he moves around, what does it look like? Art tips with a guy who can't paint. Okay, yeah, the back looks way better now. It was like way too bright before. Alright, so I just gotta figure out something for this skirt. I know I don't think I'm gonna make it a shield. I think the shield was like a fun idea, but I think this is fine as is. He looks like he belongs on the street in town. He's... oh no, did we make a cop? Oh no. A-cab includes Jell now? That's so sad. Alexa played Despacito. Okay, let's call his ass Crusader. Someone mentioned that. And I like didn't respond. Because I didn't want to get into it. But okay. So I think burning here. 1, 2, 3. I still don't like the way those look. But what are you gonna do? Lost track is layer 10. Can you fucking work? Why can I not burn this? Is something selected? Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing again. This is why you name your shit, kids. Okay. Browser crashed on you before you had a chance to save your progress. For Photopea, if you open it, it'll say this was unsaved. Maybe. Sometimes it does that. So you might be okay. That'd be a good name for Joker Galley Crusader. The Joker Galleon line is okay, but it's like interesting only because it's a monster we haven't seen in the actual game before. I don't think it's the best design in the game. I think there's a lot of really cool designs in line, and that's just not one of them. Alright, so the gold is really popping now. I just gotta figure out what to do with this fucking skirt. I think everything looks great. Everything is like actually straight up done. The shading looks nice. Like this little gradient here going up underneath here. Maybe the back of the neck can use a little bit of more work still, but I think it's fine. I really like how this, like, especially here, how it turned out. But obviously that's going to be the easiest because it's just a straight line. But yeah, the gold looks nice. The white matches, like, the steel. But I just don't like these, like, splotches. We gotta do something with the splotches. Always name your layers. Good advice no one ever takes. It's really funny because I was like, when I was making the Jell, I had folders for everything. I named everything, and I was like definitely cosplaying a guy who like pays attention to what he's doing. I may or may not have been doing it performatively. It wasn't indicative of my normal workflow. Layer 10 is this, yes. I was locked in on Jill. Jill was really, really brutal. That shit was difficult. Jill is a monster that I think is better for people who have painting ability to work on. There's a lot of like stuff that is really tough if you don't understand shading and like light and things like that, and I don't. Like, look at this. Like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing here. It's tough. Okay, what do I want to do with these? I don't know, man. The chainmail, especially on the midsection and the shoulders, looks really good, or the neck looks really good. Arms are goofy, but I already mentioned that was going to be the case. Whap. Whap. Like how you can see his neck through his head, or his core through his head. I'm pretty happy with this so far. We're just playing more Legend of Dragoon music. Hell yeah, I love that. Man. I'd like to try Jill at some point. Jill is, he's just such a cool guy, is the thing, right? Got like basically every open slot. Am I the first one to make something for him? Because that shit was not fun. But now that I have the map, Jill Mock with a big leaf beard. Oh, that's sick. Yeah, I do. I mentioned it earlier, but I think no, but yes. Did you make one? Is that what you're saying? I'm thinking of making Jill Phoenix, and I want to use the Jill Kato again. No? Okay. A little bit of shade there, that's fine. But yeah, Jill Phoenix, and have like a little feather where the Jill Kato's hair is. I think it just like makes perfect sense. Johnny Storm Jill? Yeah, kinda. Just put that fucker on fire. Give him a little beak. Nice that beak. I think you can make him look really cool. You could go like very bird-like and like avian with it, or you could make him look more like a fireball, yeah. Just screams like the Venture Bros guy. Have you seen Frantic Rush? When you change his icy text? Yeah, it's just color replacement. You just make him into a big meteor, big fireball he shoots down. You can't take away the transparency on the battle effects because they're just baked into Monster Farm 2 for some reason. Every like battle texture has transparency, no matter how solid you want to make it. Nothing you can do about it. But you can make it really dark, which helps a lot. So I can make it like a rock with like fire around it or whatever. That could be fun. Maybe that is the next thing I work on. Jill is tough, but it's only tough because I had never done it before. Now that I've done it, it's the 4-minute mile is what Jill is. That shit is impossible until it's been done, and then it's, you know, high school kids can do it now. Okay, let's figure out what we want to do with these, because this is just unacceptable. This is just far too low texture, like far too low res. What if I just took this again? I just took one. I got rid of this shit. And then we just did like, an overlay or something on it. You just copy and paste. Okay, what I'm gonna do here, I'm done editing. I've done everything I can do. everything is visible. Everything except for this little square, which I'm not sure what this is connected to. I think it's the spot where you can get the what do you call it? Where you can get the skull mark. Is this transparent? It is, yes. Yeah, so that's like where the skull mark shows up, I'm pretty sure. This background says there is... No, that's fine. We're gonna get rid of that. Everything is okay. There's no gap in the body, right? No, there's no gap in the body. Everything is connected. Everything is automatic. Okay. So... merge that shit together and we're done. Maple Knight's Beacon on Zoom looking sick. Yeah, you can tell, what do you call it? You can tell they really care about Monster Rancher 4. It's a pretty faithful recreation of it. Yeah, I think literally taking this and just doing like an overlay or something to give it like the hint of a texture. This gold itself is like kind of okay though, as is, right? Like if I was to just put this here, it doesn't fit exactly. Adjusting their stats and everything, yep. Something like this. Always lift your brush. Doing this shit with a mouse sucks. Alright, whatever. Something like this. Okay, we got the sharpener on. Pan it up a bit, it's not far off from being the right size. I mean, the problem, I wouldn't even say it's a problem. It's just, once it gets small, you don't really need to worry about the edges and stuff that much. Okay, let's make a copy. And I'm literally just gonna place them. We're just gonna match the shape for the most part. And then what if I was to overlay is probably not the right. If I screen it, no, it's just gonna be light. Just an opacity change, maybe? Just to blend it. I think that'll probably look better. Before we go further, let's just do that a couple of times. What did I put this to? 62%. I guess I can put them all in a folder and then change the folder. It's just better gel in literally every way besides starting nature being slightly worse. But even then, like, you know, if you're making a tank, not inherently anything bad with being bad-natured, right? Jell already has like a slightly bad nature, right? What are you using to determine the nature of the mixed breeds? This isn't me being accusatory or like anything like that, because I don't think there is a formula. So like anything you can come up with is like fine. -5 is so silly. He's just like, he's a little bit off. He's a little bit of a dick. Technically neutral. Okay, so let's go find that texture that we replaced. Alright, the one we replaced doesn't even show up. That's not on the model anywhere. I don't think it's that one. So that's good. Reverse 60-40 split. Got accurate results. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, the way it works is that the subbreed has more of a impact on nature than the main breed. That's a pretty easy way to do it. Some are funny though. Like, I think Durahan Pixie has a worse nature than both Pixie and Durahan. I gotta figure out where this texture starts. Okay, here. Yeah, it doesn't even need to be like high res, it's just a thing. It needs to be higher res. Just a little squish. All these being slightly different sizes is very funny because of the warping. It's fine. None of this matters. This one being stuck like under here is kind of funny. I don't even know if it shows up on the model, to be honest. I'm pretty sure this is the last one. Alright. It's not good right now, but I just need to see where it ends so I know where to, like, continue working on it. Okay, I think these look better. That little section there is whatever. It's fine. Okay, it does look better. But what we're going to do is... I'm going to put these in a folder. I'm going to turn the opacity down. Did I enter anything into Potatoes Monster Rancher 3 tournament? I gotta think about it still. Oops. Because the monsters I have available are like not great, right? This reminds me of Mario 64. Yeah, it's still Legend of Dragoon, but I know exactly what you're talking about. The sound font, like it's kind of like the watery. Form closes tomorrow. I'll talk to them about it. I have tomorrow off. Because I got Nuggets and I got Dog Topic. And Dog Topic doesn't really work because I don't think Tiger Force is very good. And Nuggets just fundamentally doesn't work because it will never use meeting. So I tried two really interesting builds that just don't actually function in-game. Okay, I'm gonna try. He's like, it looks better. It looks a little haggard, you know? Okay, that's fine. So, we got this. I want to kind of paint over these, I think. I don't think this one's being used. Yeah, like this looks dumb. Why would you do that? I probably should have done this on its own layer. I should have done this on its own layer. I don't know. Do you know why meeting doesn't work? It just doesn't want to use it. I don't know. I kind of want to blur the edges on these, I think. Do I like the placement of these? Yeah, I think they're fine. Just do this. Dark edges are just, that's really the only issue here, I think. It makes them look too copy and pasted when they all have like the same dark edge. I can just like blur sections a little bit. Give it a tiny bit of character. Here back in after laying down for a while. The Jell's looking beautiful. Yeah, I think it looks really sick. I really think the meeting black hole combo is like, I wouldn't say broken, but I think it's really powerful because black hole is a really strong tech. It's just unfortunate that it doesn't work. Like, what are you gonna do? Time's at 12:15. Okay, I think we might be done this. Limited time strong sad plush. I'm sad that I'm flying. I'm gonna go buy that. I missed the strong bad one you made a little while ago. Almost have lunch break and you're still working on Jell. Looks super awesome. Yeah, I think we're done. Okay, so here we have issues with the game not knowing what to do with some like extra colors that don't fit. So I'm gonna have to color replace this one here, which is like the second one. You see how there's like black splotches? There's just like too much shading going on, so it doesn't know what to do. But yeah, I think we're done. Those little emblems look a lot better than they did before. Is it this one? Gonna have to guess, which sucks. It's one of the bigger ones. I think it's probably this. Dark, dark, dark. Yeah, it's this one, I think. So I'm gonna pick a color that already exists on it and replace it by just painting around it. I think that's it. I'm gonna do this one too, just to be safe. It might be this one actually. This part is pretty dark. It's actually kind of hard to run up against the limit, but it looks like I have. Stuff like that. Clearly the algorithm is doing something it shouldn't be. The grays right there are like, what? Yeah, I know. It's okay, it's fine. Hopefully what I just did is a quick fix though. I didn't make it look worse. No, I fixed it. It's okay. Easy patch job. One thing I'm realizing is I should have, this is me being a stickler now, I should have rotated some of these a little bit. Just so they don't all look identical, like these. That's probably enough. Just little things like that, like stop it from being like, here's the texture where it repeats, you know. Still considering picking it up. Managed to nab the cheat one second hand. I got the strong bad one for Christmas. Yeah, yeah, I missed the strong bad one. I think Legend of Dragoon soundtrack is what forced us through this. Big assist. Okay, so now if we look at them, there's still duplicates, but fuck you. This motherfucker. This little black spot. Is it here? Is it this one? Is it this one? I can't tell. It's the last round one. It's here. Let's just do this on all of them. Killing me. Actually still available to purchase? Oh, maybe they put it back up. Because it sold out for Christmas and like... Because they put it out in the winter and it sold out like immediately. Like in a week. I bought the new AFI album on vinyl because they had a deal for top listeners on Spotify where you could get like a specific like collector's edition colorway that no one else could get. And I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. And then I heard the first track afterwards and I was like, this shit is gonna suck. I usually don't buy like limited edition stuff, but I was just like, yeah, this will be fun. I made it worse. How did I make it worse? It's a color that's everywhere else. This game hates me. Okay, let's pick a color here that's in everything else. Oh, it's 1 pixel, so it is not actually painting when I want it to paint. My legs are starting to go. When the color issues get difficult, what I do is I rip my own custom texture back out from the game as a new PNG with Tim Builder, then eyedropper exact working colors to paint onto the problem areas. So what I should do is like take a color that's here and paint over it. I think I'm hoping I fixed it. Maybe I didn't. I just want it to look nice. Dude, it's like making it worse. What the fuck? Fucking grays, dude. Two small ones and the big one to the right. A really smart idea, though. I'm not gonna move it because that will add some transparency and shit. So 2 small ones and the big one. These are the problems here. Need a lighter gray, something like that. Like a blue. This has got to do something, right? Hey, look at that. Shouldn't be jumping like that under any circumstances. How to get that mod? You can go to legendcup.com, and on the Monster Rancher 2 page on legendcup.com, there is a link to Reloaded 2, which is what we use to download all the mods for this game. That also works. I'm thinking, you know, I may not know the best way to do things, but I certainly know some ways to do things. Clipping tool, my beloved. Fucking fit. Oh. Fix your skirt or die, brother. It's still okay, so it's just that one. Everything else is okay. It's just that one. All I wanted was a Pepsi, just one Pepsi. She wouldn't give it to me. I think it's got to be this, right? Because it's small, small, yeah. What is wrong with this? What are the issues here? We're gonna make the whole thing blue. Really just the top and side. This is all one color. It can't. I made the entire thing blue. I've gotten rid of all nuance. I just need a speed Dave. Wow, my infrequently used colors. We got 0. It's gotta work now. Preview it in the tool if you use the arrow key. Ah. Okay. That's cool. I didn't know that. Let's fix some shit. Okay, so this there's an issue here. How is the I don't know how there's an issue. We're gonna take a gray we haven't used. And something with this blue it doesn't like. And then here. Pixel up here. Pixel down here. Because I'm not just replacing like one color, that might be the problem. And then I think that's it. That's cool though. I didn't know that. Wow, that's gonna make... I wouldn't say it's gonna make things easier. It does like objectively make things easier, but it's not like an issue 99% people are gonna run into. Okay. Okay, looks like we fixed it. This has like 1 pixel out. Now we just have dark dots here, which is like not good, but I think this will look okay. There's no like scarring like there was. Yeah, that's fine. It's a like the dots are darker, but it doesn't look erroneous. Okay, sick. I'm happy with this. I don't think we need to do any more to this boy. What do you folks think? I think we're done, so. Some of the shading like really pops. Some of it looks a little silly. But like around the base it looks like 100 times better. Like this little shadow we did. There's still like a very slight gel texture on his body, like the water, but you can't really see it on the face because I took some of it out of the face because it didn't read as like the gel texture. What it read as was that I had like pixels that I hadn't removed. It looked like there was just an issue with what I was doing, so I had to get rid of a thing that would look good under any other circumstance. This like kind of like tin can skirt is kind of sick. Really worked out. The shoulders are a little... The color got smushed a little bit. But the reason these colors are like so flat is mostly because it's stretched so far. So this is only like a couple of pixels and then it duplicates. So awesome. I love it when how like small the texture gets. Like you can see his whole body. Whoop. This looks sick. Awesome. I'm happy. You folks seem happy. Let's send her in. I'm just admiring my handiwork a little bit. Don't mind me. The shadow not being complete here is bothering me a tiny bit. But I can't just add... Maybe that's something for someone else to do. This is my I'm giving up. So this guy's just 1 level better in power? Yeah. And then same guts regen, I think. I think they both have 14. And he's got a better life type and had, so he's basically Jell but better. Which is bound to happen in this. him not having any protection on his neck is kind of funny, because you would normally, but it looks better like this than when I had it going all the way up. Good expedition mon, yeah. This would actually be a sick expedition mon. Okay, let's find someone to raid. That's it for me for the night. I'm quite tired until 12:30. Who's streaming? It's telling me to watch the Game Grumps, but it's not actually the Game Grumps. There's just someone whose name is like Game Grumps. Who are we raiding today? Bug Doctor? Yeah. Let's go raid Bug Doctor. Alright, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. I'm going to try to be on tomorrow, but I might not. I got boxing and all that. And, you know, it really depends on how I'm feeling. I might be too tired. And then Thursday, there's Macho Thursdays, and I would like to try and stream after that. But I also have to work a very long day on Thursday, so we'll see. But either way, I hope you guys had fun. I'm going to go get some sleep. Goodbye. Thank you for hanging out. It means a lot that you guys are... I know I said goodbye, and now I'm continuing my sign-off, but it does mean a lot that you guys hang out and you give suggestions and stuff, because I couldn't have done this on my own. Chainmail was such a sick idea. This rocks, man. I'm happy. I'm happy with my Russell Crowe gel. I'm also like fading though. Night night. La, la, la.